Hello and welcome everybody to OpenExO Live. It's really great to be with you. It's late morning for me here. And as you can see, we have Charlotte with us today, calling in from Morocco. And we have some amazing folks coming up in the next couple of weeks, all the way until the 16th of December. We will be here at OpenExO Live. And so do remember to join us every week. Times do sometimes change, but every week we are live. And before we get Charlotte up on the screen, I did ask a few community members to share a little bit about Charlotte, and we'll start with this one from Lars. And he just said, in 2018, I founded Educate for Life as a virtual community of practice focused on experimenting with new paradigms that can become credible alternatives to traditional education. I was introduced to Charlotte as she was with Lego Foundation as Play Futures manager at the time. She advised our community on building new virtual sprint teams, and since then, we have done multiple projects together to create the future of education, the future of organizations, well, the future. Charlotte walks the talk. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, Charlotte. Thank you. And we have next from Sophie. Charlotte and I have spent many hours working together on EXO projects. Up to now, we have never met in person. However, from the other side of the world, on clear display through the Zoom screen is her huge heart and mind. Charlotte is passionate about making the world a better place and leverages the EXO framework and the OpenExO community to put ideas into action. The world feels smaller and the opportunities greater when Charlotte is in the real or Zoom room. Next up is Gerardo, and his comment was, Charlotte is a very driven person with the passion and competencies needed to bring exponential positive impact into the world. I loved collaborating with her as co-head coach with awesome Karina Bespravan and the EXO Morocco sprints. She is a natural leader with a lot of experience in community building. I'm looking forward to team up with you again. And then last from Sylvia, Charlotte is just an amazing person. She invests her energy and efforts to produce real impact, to change the world for the better, especially when leading projects and teams. She offers to team members a space in which to learn and develop while balancing people's needs. Sorry, I've gone missing here. Balancing people's needs and meeting deadlines and goals. She knows how and when to listen, stimulate, motivate, reward, acknowledge, or simply empathize so that each one awakens the ability to deal with the barriers that keep them from reaching their goals. Having Charlotte by your side will embark you on a journey of learning and evolution in very good company. And so those are just some of the messages. And with that, I'd love to welcome Charlotte up on screen. Charlotte, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for all the kind words from people I had the chance to collaborate with within the OpenExO community. Thank you very much. Very nice.
It's more than a pleasure. And we always start OpenExO Live by asking the person who's here, tell us a little bit about yourself. You can tell your story the best and let us know how you came to join the OpenExO community.
Sure. So about my story. So I'm born in France. I've been working in different countries in the world, like in US, like in Denmark for Lego, and now I'm based in Morocco, a wonderful country. So in the city of Casablanca. And my background is really about innovation, transformation, new ventures building, and community engagement, to make it short. So how did I discover this OpenExO community? Actually, it's thanks to Lars Willebeck back in 2018. So there was a message from him. Actually launched a series of sprints with the Educate for Life community. The MTP was to imagining the future of education. as a mom of 2 kids, of course, I'm concerned. And I was working at this time for Play Future and the Lego education. And we were also working on the future of education, how to bring more learning through play and meaningful learning for kids. So at this time, actually, I was supposed to be just an advisor for some of the sprints because I was quite busy. And actually, Lars proposed to define our own personal MTP. So I did the exercise with like a kind of coaching, and I ended up like the empowerment of people was important for me. And at this time, the empowerment of women in rural villages in Morocco. So I ended up with that. I posted an idea of projects, and some wonderful women like Sophie Kranz or Magdalena or Elena decided to join my team. And actually, I did a sprint, and I've been working like crazy, reading the book, EXO book, to understand the methodology, doing the exercise with Lars, meeting great people from all around the world, like entrepreneurs and lesson learned. And it was an amazing experience. And as I always, I'm very grateful to Lars, because you never know, it's like a good surprise. Yeah.
Now I must say, you're doing all this and having a full-time job at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely amazing. And you mentioned around development of MTP. Of course, the MTP is right up there at the top of the EXO model, and is so important. And so I also love to ask people about their own personal MTPs, what they're about and why that's the case. So if you could share just about your personal MTP, it would be amazing.
Sure. So actually, it's MTP sometimes is evolving with your life, but so far I have an MTP that allow me to combine like my normal job that I'm very excited to do on a daily basis, and all the volunteering projects. So I try to come up with an MTP that is global. So my MTP is empowering talented people, business initiatives, and community for an exciting future for all. And why? Because as we can have seen it in some of the messages, I love to catalyze, to empower, and to reveal the talented side of people, and also stimulate like business initiatives, so support people to collaborate, to be able to bring innovation to life, and also to stimulate innovation ecosystem and communities, like I did, for example, for the Lego Foundation with Play Future. It was a community about learning through play, or I recently did with the EXO Morocco community to support the discovery of the EXO methodology and support the people in discovering and doing their own projects. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the EXO Morocco community, and there's a large number of people that that you've worked with, introduced EXO to. We've put some of their pictures up on the screen. Can you just tell folks a little bit more about the EXO Morocco community? Why you're passionate about it, how it got started. It would be great to hear what you've done, because we have a lot of people in different countries around the world in our community that maybe are on their own in their country, and maybe they can learn a little bit about how to stimulate their local communities.
Sure. So actually, I think the EXO Morocco community can thank you, Kevin, because actually you organized the decade of the EXO. It was back in December, and you sent a little message to a few members from the EXO Morocco community. At this time, we were 3 people. And we say, oh, yes, we will organize. We want to represent Morocco at this regional event. But then when we were preparing this session, we say, okay, but how we will not define the MTP only with 3 people. So we started to recruit some people, and we attended this event. And the objective was to define our MTP. So I did a lot of animation around that. And the MTP was empower potential builders for a better Moroccan future for all. And this beautiful MTP, we were like, okay, it's beautiful, but now we need to gather a community to have an impact. And so I started this year, 2021, to recruit some people and to animate this EXO Morocco community. I raised some EXO fundings from the EXO community on Sway. And thanks to these EXOs, I've been able actually to hire an amazing staff, like 2 coaches, Jan Eric and Sylvia, some head coaches with Karina and Gerardo, some disruptor, Eric, Jerry, and Julia. And so all the wonderful EXO members you can see in picture here, they have been crazy enough to first regularly attend some awareness session I was organizing. And then they have done 3 8-week sprints on top of their regular work. So they were working in the morning, in the evening, during the weekends to progress on their project. So on my side, I've been really amazed by their energy, their leadership, their creativity and engagement, because it was like a big work. And so I'm very proud of all of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, you know, the sprint that you ran there, obviously, you know, allowed the community to really embrace the model, right? And learn about it by actually doing. Not an easy task. And, you know, I want to just say like a massive congrats and thanks for doing that. And if anyone who's watching, I know some people have been sharing comments, you know, in the chat on whichever platform you're on. And so if you do have any questions around, you know, your own local communities, I'm sure we can look at answering those as well. So, you know, do throw those into the chat wherever you are. Now, Charlotte, you obviously are heavily embracing the EXO model. Can you share, you know, how you're doing that both in your, you know, sort of in your full-time work and all these projects that you do sort of around the sides?
Yeah, so when I need to explain what is the EXO model, I like to underline first, it's a mindset. And so I try to adopt this mindset on a daily basis and to share this mindset and empower others to have this mindset. Because once you have the good mindset, life is easier. And you can embrace uncertainty and identify opportunities among the abundance of things. And so I've done the EXO consultant certification, and really this abundance thing is key, because when you watch, actually I'm not watching TV, but for people that watch TV or things, you know, there's a lot of negative information, there's disaster, catastrophe, etc., and only negative things. But if you watch with another paradigm, like what is the available things that are available in big quantities around you and how it could support you in solving local problem, maybe with a global community, then actually there's all a world of opportunity. So I really love this exponential mindset and looking at the life with the abundance paradigm in mind. And then on daily basis, I think so I tested many times this EXO sprint approach, and I'm an innovation expert, I would say. I think it's a perfect alchemy, you know, between all the ingredients, timing, rigor you need to apply to really come up with results. And I remember Sylvia, our coach, she was always very strict about the application, and she was right. It's like when you make a cake, you need to be super precise about what you do, otherwise it will not work. So I like the rigor and then the amazing results you can get. So on a daily basis, it's really a methodology you can use for when you need to explore a business potential of an idea, because it's just 10 weeks. And at the end of the 10 weeks, you know, you have something in mind. And I just watched also the Future of Entrepreneurship amazing event that was going on this week. And I'm very happy to see that there will be this EXO builder, because for me, it was a missing part that now coming will be very complementary. So you can do some EXO sprints. And then from the great results you have, it's not enough to implement. You need to go further, and you need to be accelerated or by kind of new venture builder or startup factory. There's many words, or startup studio like a EXO builders, to really continue, because there's so much to do to have an impact. So on my side, I'm a big fan of this approach, and I try to use it many times. But the other way you can use the approach is like when you build a new organization, you can also just look at the EXO canvas, because it's you can draft something and then you can double check that on the different EXO attributes. Did you think about all these attributes to scale IDs, like, I don't know, community, dashboard, or engagement, whatever? And first, you need to make sure you have something and that this something will be great. So I'm really using it on on many bases, because it's simple, it's practical, and it gives you some results. So
no, absolutely. The thing I often share with people is that implementing EXO doesn't mean that everything you've been doing has to stop. It actually just can be added on as that layer of additional double checking. To, as you've said, when if you're running any initiative, especially a startup, and you're not looking, okay, where am I leveraging staff on demand? Where am I leveraging community? Can I better use my data through algorithms? It's just by asking those questions already takes you out of potential linear thinking into that exponential abundance thinking. And we really need to see more and more organizations doing that, because that's the way we're going to solve the grand challenges. And I love how you said, most news and whatever is telling us the negative things. There are negative things. There are things that we need to fix, but there is so much possibility and so much positive things as well, right? That are going on, and it's great to see also a lot of the comments coming in and people saying hi from all over the world, where you have been able to work with people from all over, and I think that's one of the amazing things about the OpenExO community, right? Being able to work with people across the world, because and I know you've worked in many countries, but you've obviously got to work with people all over, and I know one project that you've done a bit of work with, and we've had on OpenExO Live and on many of our shows is Planet Pilots. I know you wanted to share a little bit about what you're doing with them and what Planet Pilots is doing. We always like to give them a bit of a shout out.
super. So yeah, maybe you can share the slide. So here I really wanted to send a big congrats to the team. And just for people that don't know Planet Pilot, actually it emerged from a EXO sprint. So there was a EXO sprint, and then the core team has continued to work on it. So you have Justina and Lars and all the great core team. On the left, you also have the parents, because you can't empower kids if the parents are not part of the adventure. And on the right, you have the pilots. So it's the kids that are currently empowered to see things differently, to test things, to learn in a fun way. And so I really wanted to highlight this initiative, because sometimes we say, oh, we do some EXO sprints, but what about the implementation? And here it's a real case. The sprint has been done long time ago, and now it's running. And I just wanted to congrats all the wonderful core team that is working on a daily basis. They have a high ambition, and I think you should watch it, because I think they will achieve amazing things. So, and as a mom, I'm part of it also. So I'm an advisor member of the initiative, and also a mom, and my kids are grateful to be able also to attend this great session of empowerment and networking all around the world with kids from many different nationalities and backgrounds.
Awesome. Yeah, it really is an amazing initiative, and giving kids the opportunity to essentially create the future, right? Which are the people we need to be creating the future. I know Salim often says that, and some other community members like Paul Epping, saying that all our governments shouldn't have people older than 40 and maybe even younger. Maybe it is 7 to 12-year-olds that can tell us what we should be doing. And Charlotte, it's been wonderful chatting to you today, and just hearing about your EXO journey and what's happening in Morocco. What is it you'd like to end off the call with, to share with those who are watching live and those who are watching the recording?
Sure. So I had three things in mind. first, I already said, but like a big thumb up to the Planet Pilot Initiative, because I think it's amazing. It requires a lot of energy, motivation, but again, it's a real example when you have a good MTP that is attractive for the core team and for the people you want to reach, and you have motivation, you can reach big things. First thing. Second thing, a big congrats actually to the EXO Morocco community, because they have done amazing job, and it's with people like that we can change mindset and achieve big thing in a country. And the last thing, actually, as I said, I was very happy to attend. So for me, it was 9 p.m. This evening, but I was like, I wanted to watch the Future of Entrepreneurship. There, it was very a high level, high quality event, and it was talking about entrepreneurship and things like that. And so maybe a thing I love very much, it was Jeff Hoffman that said the future of entrepreneurship is about successful access to talents. And I think OpenExO already have seen that they have a marketplace. And I think with COVID and we can't move so much, I think accessing talent will be a key for innovation. I'm working on it on my daily basis. And finally, again, quoting Jeff Hoffman, he said, if you can't save the world, save one person. And I like this theory of small steps, so encourage people that are listening, and your friends to make things. Typically, this EXO Morocco community, I was not imagining how far we will go. It was just my motivation, my energy, and the support of the network. So everything is possible. Just try and do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us, for sharing today. Always a pleasure chatting to you, and we'll definitely be connecting in the community. But thank you so much for joining us, and have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and all. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So it was so great to chat to Charlotte. Very proud about Morocco, and she never said it, but beforehand she said, if anyone ever wants to go to Morocco, please do go visit Morocco, an amazing country, and with actually quite a large digital nomad community too. So if that's what you love to do, head over to Morocco. Great place, great time zone. So it would be amazing. So it's been wonderful chatting to everybody today. Thanks to everybody who's commented, who's shared, and we will see you again next week. And have a fantastic week for the remainder of your week.